Dear second secondary students, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to a new lesson of English which is entitled What a Performance. Listen to three people giving their opinions on films and write the names Rami, Dareen, or Tamer. We have some questions. Number 1. Who doesn't think romantic films are excellent? Number 2. Who enjoys comedy films? Number 3. Who prefers action films? Number 4. Who thinks science fiction films are okay? Number 5. Who loves horror films? Now let's listen to the conversation between them. Rami, what kind of film do you like watching, Dareen? Romantic ones, like Mom? Dareen, not really. Most of them are a bit silly. I love comedies, especially the old ones. They make me laugh. I always feel happy afterwards. What about you, Tamer? Tamer, my favorite films are action films. They are really exciting, and I love all the car chases and gunfights. Dareen, really? I think most of them are really boring, and they don't usually have a good story either. Tamer, true, but I don't mind that. It's all about the action for me. You like action films too, don't you, Rami? Rami, some, but I agree with Dareen that they are generally not very interesting. I don't mind some science fiction films, but I enjoy horror films best. Dareen, aren't you scared? Rami, yes, but that's what I like about them. Now let's answer this question. Number 1. Who doesn't think romantic films are excellent? Rami or Dareen or Tamer? The answer will be Dareen. Number 2. Who enjoys comedy films? The answer, Dareen. Number 3. Who prefers action films? The answer, Tamer. Number 4. Who thinks science fiction films are okay? The answer, Rami. Number 5. Who loves horror films? The answer, Rami. Now let's read the text again and answer some questions. Rami, what kinds of films do you like watching, Dareen? Romantic ones, like Mom? Dareen, not really. Most of them are a bit silly. I love comedies, especially the old ones. They make me laugh. I always feel happy afterwards. What about you, Tamer? Tamer, my favorite films are action films. They are fascinating, and I love all the car chases and gunfights. Dareen, really? Most of them are boring and don't usually have a good story. Tamer, true, but I don't mind that. It's all about the action for me. You like action films too, don't you, Rami? Rami, some, but I agree with Dareen that they are not very interesting. I don't mind some science fiction films, but I enjoy horror films best. Dareen, aren't you scared? Rami, yes, but that's what I like about them. Now let's answer some questions. Number 1. How do comedies make Dareen feel? The answer, they make her feel happy. Number 2. What does Tamer think about action films? It's all about the action for him. Number 3. What do Dareen and Rami think about action films? They both think that action films aren't exciting. Number 4. How do horror films make Rami feel? He feels scared. Complete the conversation with these expressions: agree, disagree, not really, personally, prefer. Angie, what kinds of book do you like reading, Lena? Science fiction? Lena, space, stories about space are boring. Space, I like historical stories because they teach you about the past. What do you? Space, Angie. The answer of this conversation: number 1, not really. Number 2, personally, I like historical stories. Number 3, what do you prefer, Angie? The next part: Angie, my favorite stories are horror stories. They are fascinating, and I love frightening films. Lena, I hate feeling scared. You like romantic stories as well, don't you? Here the answer of number 4, I disagree. I hate feeling scared. Angie, I used to like them, but they are all the same. A boy meets a girl and gets married. You want romantic stories too, don't you, Angie? Lena, some, but I, space, with you. They are all the same. The answer of number 5, I agree with you. Remember, when you share your opinions with people, listen carefully to what they say. Say if you agree or disagree. If you disagree, tell them politely and give your reasons. Ask them questions to find out more about their views. Now we have some expressions that we use if you agree or disagree. Like, I agree with you. I disagree because. I am not sure. Why do you think? Personally, I like. These are some expressions to express your opinion. And what do you prefer? Read the statements, then write your opinion about them. Use some of these expressions. For example, I agree or disagree with you because. I'm not sure. I think. Personally, I like. They make me feel. Let's see number 1. Most films that are made today are much too long. If you want to say your opinion about this sentence, we can say, I agree, because most movies are too long and tedious. Number 2, I prefer reading stories online to buying books at a bookshop. The answer, we can say, personally, I like reading books at the bookshop. It makes me feel happy. Number 3, what is science fiction today will be a scientific fact in the future. What's your opinion about this sentence? We can say, I'm not sure. I think it will not happen. Number 4, children should never watch horror films because they are not pleasant. We can say, I agree, because horror films make children feel scared. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you and see you later in the next lesson.